Selexin is formulated with a fatty acid and an amino acid, and when they're combined in solution they form a salt, and the salt results in the formation of micelles in water. And the way that these Selexin micelles are able to exhibit antiviral activity is that they can penetrate into the layers of the skin, where they directly interact with the viral particles outside the cell, and they essentially bind to and what looks like encapsulate the viral particles, which stops the virus from entering into the host cells and blocks the ability for the virus to replicate and spread to neighbouring cells, which is really unique to the nucleoside analogues and the oral antivirals that are on the market at the moment, which directly block viral replication. So because of this unique mechanism and the topical delivery of Selexin, it poses as a really interesting alternative to the current standard of care.
One of the main challenges that you might have in treating pain that's associated with shingles is that a lot of the time patients who get shingles maybe have other health problems. They might have impaired kidney function or impaired liver function, which means that they are more likely to get side effects with oral medications, and that they're also probably more likely to already be on other medications. And as soon as you add in more medications, there's then an increased risk of drug interactions. So you've got to be very careful when you're prescribing in this patient group, because you can inadvertently cause harm by prescribing painkillers. So there are obviously nerve painkillers that we can use, but these medications aren't without side effect or risk, and we've got to be sure that they're not going to interact with the patient's other medications, and we've also got to be sure that the patient's got sufficient kidney and liver function to be able to process these medications safely.
We just completed a phase 1B trial in shingles patients to assess the safety, tolerability and proof of concept efficacy of topical Selexin in shingles patients. Overall, the results from the phase 1B trial do suggest that Selexin is safe and well tolerated, and there's also early signs that Selexin might be able to improve both the acute pain and also the duration of pain that patients experience, as well as having a positive impact on the patient's pain interference with their day-to-day lives and quality of life. And there might also be an indication that Selexin can help accelerate lesion healing and potentially help reduce or prevent the incidence of PHN.
In my opinion, any pain reduction beyond what we have as a standard therapy is meaningful. So even a 10 to 25% reduction of pain in a patient, that's meaningful, especially when we consider the pros and cons of a medication. If medication is very toxic, then we need to weigh it up against the toxicity that we give to a patient in reducing the pain. If a product is very well tolerated and doesn't really add on in terms of burden or side effects to the patient, then even a modest reduction in pain, I think is worth pursuing.
The next step in the Selexin development pathway is to start the phase 2 trial, which will really be the pivotal trial to assess Selexin's efficacy in controlling the pain that shingles patients experience, also looking at how it might be able to improve lesion healing, and potentially looking at understanding how it might be able to reduce the incidence of PHN.